Good morning, students. Today we'll study about complex permanent tissue. So what is complex permanent tissue? So those tissue which are made up of more than one type of cells. So such type of plant tissue are known as complex permanent tissue. So these complex permanent tissue, they are further divided into two types. First one is a xylem and second one is a phloem. So xylem and phloem, they are the two types of complex permanent tissue. Xylem and phloem, they are collectively known as vascular bundle, or xylem and phloem, they are collectively known as conducting tissue. So simply question will come that what is vascular bundle? Then our answer should be that xylem and phloem, they are collectively known as vascular bundle, or they are also known as conducting tissue. Why they are known as conducting tissue? Because they will help in the conduction of water, they will help in the translocation of food. So that's why xylem and phloem, they are collectively known as conducting tissue as well as vascular bundle. So first we will start with the xylem. So function of xylem. What is the function of xylem in plant body? So xylem has two basic function. First function is the conduction of water and minerals from root to stem, leaves, flowers and fruits. Apart from conduction of water and mineral salts, xylem also provide additional support to the plant body. Now xylem is made up of four different elements, and these elements are tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. So these are the components of xylem. Xylem is made up of tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. These four, tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma, they are collectively known as xylem element. And apart from xylem parenchyma, all the components of xylem, they are dead at maturity, means out of tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma, only xylem parenchyma will be the living part, and apart from xylem parenchyma, all the part, tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber, they are non-living. So now we'll start with the tracheids. So tracheids are elongated tube-like dead cells. These cells have tapering end walls that overlap with adjacent tracheids. Tracheids show deposition of lignin. Tracheids is a main water conducting element in pteridophytes and gymnosperm. So tracheids are that long elongated tubular structure. So in this diagram you can see that this is the diagram of tracheids and this is the diagram of vessel. So first we will focus upon the tracheids. So this is the tracheids and it is a long tubular structure having the tapering end. Tapering ends means pointed ends. The end of the tracheids, it will be pointed. So this is how we can identify between the tracheids and the vessels. The end wall of the vessels, it will be not pointed. It will be simple round. But in case of tracheids, the end wall of the tracheids, it will be tapering or pointed. And tracheid is a water conducting element in case of gymnosperm and pteridophytes. So this is very important point that gymnosperms and pteridophytes, they will lack vessels. So only vessels will be only present in angiosperm. In case of angiosperm, the main water conducting element is the vessel, but in case of gymnosperm, the main water conducting element is the tracheids. Now come to the another component of xylem, that is the vessels. So these are elongated tube-like structures formed by the fusion of several dead cells placed end to end in a row with their transverse wall dissolved. So in this diagram you can see that this is the diagram of vessel. So many vessel cells, they will placed end to end and they will form a common tube-like structure which is known as vessel. So this one is a one vessel element, this one is a another vessel element, and they will join together and they will form a common tubular structure which is known as vessel. Each cell of vessel is called vessel element, which is shorter and wider than tracheids. So these individual cells are known as vessel elements, and these vessel elements, they are They are smaller and wider than tracheids. The end walls may have a single opening called perforation pore or many opening called perforation plate. Now the end wall of vessels. So this is the end wall of vessel. In case of end wall of vessel, if there will be only one single opening, then it is known as perforation pore. If many openings will be present, just like in this diagram you can see many openings are present, so this structure is known as perforation plate. So I hope it is clear that when we will call it perforation pore and when we will call it perforation plate. So this is the diagram of tracheids and vessels. So you can see that the arrangement of cells. So how the tracheids they are arranged and how the vessel cells they are arranged. So in case of vessels, so in upward direction of movement of water will take place. But in case of tracheids, so water will move upward, then obliquely will turn and it will enter into another tracheids. Then again it will move upward. Then again it has to move obliquely. So in case of vessels, what we are seeing that smoothly water will be moved in upward direction, but in case of tracheids there is little bit of obstruction. So vessels is more superior for conduction of water as compared to the tracheids. Vessels also show deposition of lignin. Vessels are the main water conducting element in case of angiosperm. So this is very important point. Angiosperm, they show presence of vessels, and through vessels water will be conducted in them. Now come to the another component of xylem, that is the xylem parenchyma. So these are nothing but a simple parenchymatous cells. So these are living cells having thin cellulose cell walls. So this is the characteristic feature of xylem parenchyma. Their main function is storage of food. They help in lateral conduction of water. What is the meaning of lateral conduction? In sidewise conduction of water will be done by the help of xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma, they are also known as wood parenchyma. So simple straightforward question will come from here. What is the another name for xylem parenchyma? So it is also known as wood parenchyma. So this is the diagram of xylem showing all the different components, that is xylem fiber, tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma. So this is the xylem fiber, this is the tracheids, this is the vessels, and this is the xylem parenchyma. Now come to the last component of xylem, that is the xylem fibers. So xylem fibers are nothing but they are simple sclerenchymatous tissue. So they are sclerenchyma fiber with much thicker walls and overlapping ends. They have narrower lumen than vessels. They cannot conduct water, but being stronger provide mechanical strength to the plant body. Xylem fibers is also known as wood fiber. So we have to remember that xylem fiber will not conduct water. They provide mechanical support to the plant body, and they are also known as wood fiber. Now come to the types of xylem. So we can categorize xylem on the basis of the stage of development and structure. So on this basis, xylem is categorized into two types, that is primary xylem and secondary xylem. So primary xylem, it will develop from the apical meristem, and secondary xylem, it will develop from the lateral meristem. Primary xylem will develop first in the life cycle of plant. Secondary xylem, it will develop in the latter part of the life cycle of plant. So this primary xylem, it is further divided into two categories, that is protoxylem and metaxylem. So we have to remember that protoxylem and metaxylem, they are the type of primary xylem. So protoxylem, proto means first and meta means latter. So first formed xylem element is known as protoxylem, and latter formed primary xylem is known as metaxylem. Now this primary xylem is further divided into two types, that is endarch and exarch. So in case of endarch, on the basis of the location of protoxylem and metaxylem. These primary xylem, they are divided into two types, that is endarch and exarch condition. So first we will discuss about the endarch condition. So endarch condition, what will happen? The protoxylem will lies towards the center while the metaxylem will lies towards the periphery, and this type of arrangement is commonly occurs in the stem of dicot plant. Now come to the exarch condition. It will be just reverse of that endarch condition. So in exarch condition, how the arrangement of protoxylem and metaxylem will be there? So protoxylem, it will lies towards the periphery while the metaxylem, it will lies towards the center, and this type of arrangement is commonly occurs in the roots of the dicot plant.